Caners worldwide. It's another segment of Caner Tip Tuesday. Today's theme, today's topic is CaneFlow versus that FistFlow. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this will be a good intro. But before we do that, a warm welcome to those of you who are here for the first time. Before we both forget, if you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. Avail yourself of the 2 free resources. The first one, the no-cost Cane Clarity Call. Simply text the letter CCC for Cane Clarity Call to 305-745-7839. In less than 24 hours, we'll be on a phone call with you, learning everything about where you are in the timeline of your cane training, any questions you may have about the cane or the cane culture in general. More importantly, how do you get cane trained the right way when you're wherever it is that you live and you don't have an ACSD certified instructor there? Well, that's what we specialize in. No worries. That's how we do it, right from the comfort of wherever you are. And also, you have another free resource. Look at the description. In Facebook, you have a group that is open to the public. Even though it's a private group, they'll let you in. All you have to do is request entry. It's called CaneFlow. Move better, protect better, live better. Just request entry. They will let you right in. So CaneFlow, that movement that you see ACSD caners, the handling with the cane tied into the footwork and the constant movement. When you don't have the cane, it becomes FistFlow, which is the empty hand version of those movements. For those of you that are here for the first time, and if you're not familiar, American Cane Self-Defense, obviously known for its cane. But did you know that 30 years ago, when I put this together from the onset, already it had the empty hand translations for times that you were not carrying your cane. And so that's the way you had to learn it. There was no other way. You didn't have any other options. And then this whole idea of I just want to learn the cane component, because you either don't have the time or the inclination and you want to be effective with the tool. Now we get that. And so ACSD became kind of like a buffet where you can take from. But that empty hand component was always there. And in ACSD, the cane teaches the empty hand. So if we take movements, different type of movements that you see here, and you have some type of where you're coming in here and moving in, something very short, something brief like what I just did, for instance, coming in here and then moving up. That has an empty hand equivalent, and I'll go ahead and show you that. I'm going to be using drone, which is the padded cane, so it's not so Vanessa wants to come back and play here. But one of the questions I get is, within ACSD CaneFlow classes, can you teach just the empty hand? The answer to that is you can, but it's going to be really, really difficult to not reference the cane because it comes from there. I remember when I was teaching Aikido Jiu-Jitsu years ago, almost impossible. It's empty hand, but at some point, I had to go and reference the sword because the applications come from that, right? And so, if you look at something like, let's do it backwards here. Let's do the empty hand application, so that if I do something that looks like this, and then a strike, and I can break that down in different ways and do the cover up, and here's the strike. I'm locking behind, maybe even kneeing in here or striking. If I do that with the cane, here comes the strike, and here's the pop. Here it is. She goes to grab that cane. That cane is coming straight up, right? So normally the way it was always taught was you would teach first the cane application, right? So here comes the strike. Here it is. You're coming under and striking, and then you'd set this down, come out, bang, and show and demonstrate that application and what that would represent. Today, you take a movement like that, and the first thing that you do is show the actual movement. Why? Because it's a movement-based art, and it's important that you understand that if you can do with the cane this type of movement, just that, if you can get some repetition into that, it's movement-based. It starts ingraining it in the system. Then you can go ahead, break that down and say, hey, let me show you what this represents. Let me show you what this is like. this is the movement that you're doing. Oh, she goes to grab, boom, there's the strike, right? And so you see how all three components, and it starts becoming less of a, it's not CaneFlow versus FistFlow. FistFlow is just the extension of it, right? For times that you don't have similar movements. So there we're using the shaft. What about if you're using the horn? I always say you have to practice it both ways, because you don't have the luxury of saying, hey, Mr. Bad Guy, don't attack me. Hold on, not just yet. Let me switch over from my standard grip to reverse. You don't have the luxury to do that, but I can do a similar movement with it, right? So here comes the strike, coming in and doing something like that. And when you do it in the flow, unless it's demonstrated to you, you don't see it. You don't see it. We can go back to the cane here on this one first and demonstrate this first. Here now I'm gonna go to turn her face and come across. That's what the movement represents. You're strangulating, right? You're putting in a choke on that one. Well, when I don't have it, how does that, come in. You're gonna go right through the trigeminal. Look at the arm in the back. It's locked. Now get your arm out of there. Can't do it, can't do it. And now, the quick tap. The head is coming through here, and I'm looking to move here behind, right? And get behind. But that arm locked back there doesn't allow her, the majority of the population is right-handed. It doesn't allow her to go and draw a tool, a secondary tool, right? Maybe she has a knife. And so how do these, this movement, it's movement-based, does it apply to another tool? Absolutely. So that if you had something else in there, and I'm gonna be ultra gentle here, but I love this, boom, right, coming right through, and now going right across, right? And this is one of Grandmaster Bram Frank's tools, and designed to be open, designed to be effective without having to open. They all open kinetically, but you can look that up. I believe it's Common Sense Self-Defense. Grandmaster Bram Frank, a good friend always of ACSD. So these are examples of how the movement-based cane flow. But when you don't have it, then it's empty hand. And that empty hand, I get asked all the time, well, what is it like? A lot of striking, a lot of punching. Well, it's designed, and I know that in the West, boy, we are enamored with just punching and using the fist. But if that fist is not conditioned, you're striking a bowling ball, right? If you're striking the skull, and that hand can fracture. So very early on, we did it so that the average person who's coming in without, when I say average, I'm talking the untrained individual who does not have any conditioning, they might be coming in and they can be effective with palm heel strikes, with eye rakes. That one knuckle. Yeah, we strike with that one knuckle, but this also, those of you that when you see me do this, you know what this is about, right? And maybe that's a topic for another video, but it's designed so that you're effective with your striking without necessarily being conditioned yet, and where it is that you're striking. Notice that we're going to the throat, we're going to the eyes, trigeminal nerve, right, so that we can get very specifically. Do we punch? Yeah, we use the knuckles there for vertical fist strikes, and they're all very quick. So that's just a bit of an intro as to how it is that flow, that cane flow translates into fist flow. It's not a matter of one or the other. Fist flow is the extension of cane flow, and that you're going to learn. If you have an interest in that, before the year is over in 2022, we're looking to offer something there for you. Instructors, ACSD instructors, if you really want to have this complete, and you know our policy in ACSD, you have an instructor's license that covers everything, covers everything that we offer, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to teach something that you're not certified in. Right, that's not correct. And so we're looking to do something for you as well before the end of the year. We look to have something prepped for you. But if you have an interest in the fist flow, and I know we've surveyed this, and within the ACSD community, a lot of interest in the empty hand translation of the cane, go ahead and let us know. And you can text FistFlow, one word, to that 305-745-7839, and let us know that you have an interest in that. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.